Let's raise the big questions. Questions that I said are central to our democracy. Electoral roll revision, is it hasty or timely? Is the election acting as a government agent as the opposition alleges? Is the Elections Commission's revision list NRC or the National Registration by the, is it the NRC by the back door? Are electoral rolls suspect? Should the Election Commission have consulted all parties before taking a call? Those are the questions I'm going to raise. Joining me now, Yogendra Yadav, co-founder Swaraj India, someone who's questioning these electoral rolls. Dr. Ajay Kumar is spokesperson of the Congress. Dr. Ajay Alok is national spokesperson of the BJP. Appreciate all of you joining us here on the show tonight. I want to start with you, Yogendra Yadav, to put some perspective to this issue. You've got the opposition, particularly the Congress party, now going to the extent of saying that the BJP is acting, or the Election Commission is acting as a middleman for the BJP. Is that a rather excessive statement to make? The fact is the Election Commission says that all they are doing is actually having an electoral revision of the electoral rolls. This is standard practice.
Rajdeep, let me not get into reading the motives of the Election Commission. I don't know. That probably Congress spokesperson can explain better. I will simply look at the Election Commission's order. And I think it is fair to say that this is an attempt, the effect of this order in Bihar, which will be replicated not only in 6 states, but throughout the country. The effect will be disenfranchisement. Disenfranchisement of a kind that this country has never seen, of a kind no country has witnessed in the 21st century. Now, these are very big claims, very serious things. And disenfranchisement is a word that should not be used lightly, Rajdeep. I am very aware of it. And having read this order very, very carefully several times, I'm absolutely convinced that if this order stays as it is, at least 2 to 2.5 crore adult citizens of Bihar who have every
I'm giving you one more minute. I have 2 minutes per person. I'll give you one more minute.
Disenfranchised.
No, why do you say they will be disenfranchised? Isn't that again fear-mongering? Please give me a specific reason why you believe voters will be disenfranchised by this revision list.
Because Election Commission demands of every single voter, every single person in Bihar, that they fill a form and attach a certificate. Those who were on the voters list in 2003 don't need to attach anything other than their voter list of 2003. But others have to give a certificate. That would be about 5 crores. And the list of 11 certificates that Election Commission has given cannot possibly be available to even 50% of adult population of Bihar. So I'm being conservative in saying that at least 2.5 crore people will not be able to give certificates because they don't have those certificates. They cannot possibly have those certificates.
Now, give me an example of a certificate. Give me an example, Mr. Yogendra Yadav, of such a certificate. Give me an example.
There are 11 certificates. Election Commission, 3 of these are non-applicable in the case of Bihar, which is NRC, domicile. There are 3 which don't apply in Bihar. 3 of them are absolutely negligible, like forest land right patta. Bihar has only 1.3% tribal population. These things are negligible. Only 4 things apply seriously, which is government job ID, which would be less than 3%, passport, which is 2.4%, birth certificate, incident, these are official statistics. Birth certificate in Bihar for the period 2001-5 were only 2.8%. Caste certificate, among SC it is 20%, among OBC it is 18%, among general it is 0%. So average is 16%. That leaves only one certificate which is widely prevalent, namely caste certificate, namely education certificate, which is probably available to 45% of the relevant age group. So are we making education the criteria? And the most important thing, Rajdeep, we should remember that the 4 most prevalent certificates in this country are inadmissible. Aadhaar, not acceptable. Election Commission's own Epic card, not acceptable. Ration card, not acceptable. Manrega job card, not acceptable. What are we doing?
Okay, I see where you're coming from, but I want to give Ajay Alok a chance for a full rebuttal, and I will give you full 2 minutes and a little bit more if you wish, Ajay Alok, because Yogendra Yadav has made some very serious points. He's saying that the kind of certificates demanded by the Election Commission could disenfranchise a large number of people in your home state of Bihar. The Election Commission doesn't want your Aadhaar card anymore. Even that doesn't work. Even their own Epic cards are not acceptable anymore. In some instances, you're supposed to provide the birth certificates, which the commission now is, of course, saying was not required of your parents. But even your own birth certificate, many may not have their original birth certificates. Your response, sir, is this Election Commission's order, in your view, going to disenfranchise, deny voter rights to many people?
First of all, I am not a spokesperson for Election Commission. That I'll speak on behalf of Election Commission. Well, the newspaper of today, Dainik Jagran, speaks a lot. The headlines for Mr. Yogendra Yadav. It says, बेबुनियाद आरोप लगाने से कुछ नहीं होगा. वर्ष 2003 में 31 दिनों में हुआ था सत्यापन. The verification and re-verification was done in 31 days. In 2003, Atal Bihari Vajpayee government was there. Why Atal Bihari Vajpayee did that? To win the election, then why he lost in 2004? Total 2,94,000 voters omitted in 2003. Why he did that? To win the election or to lose the election? He lost in 2004. This theory does not apply. Secondly, your calculation, Mr. Yogendra Yadav, is a bit wrong. Because all the voters who are enlisted till 2003, they are not required to give any documents. All those voters who are enlisted after 2003, they are required to submit the proof. And the total population of that voter from 2003 till 2025, please check your stats. It's only 2.85 crores, not 5 crores. And as per the BLO, who are none other than the government employees, who are the school teachers, who are the clerical basis staff, who are going to conduct these surveys on all the booth, the BLO. The number of BLO we have in Bihar, they can conduct this operation well within 11 days. And we have taken a long enough time.
But why not allow Aadhaar as the basis of citizenship,
Yeah.
Dr. Ajay Alok?
How do
Till
you
a
get
month
Aadhaar in
ago,
this country?
the Election Commission issued a press release. The Election Commission issued a press release a month ago saying Aadhaar would be the basis.
Rajdeep, I'm coming one after the other.
Please go ahead.
I'm coming one after the other. Why you are trying to force your ideas upon me? I'm coming one after the other. How do you get Aadhaar in this country? If you apply for Aadhaar card, you have to supply certain documents. Number one document you have to supply for Aadhaar, that either you are a born citizen, you have a birth certificate. Otherwise, if you are born outside, like my kids, they are born outside, but they are a person of Indian origin, card they have. Either you give this, that, or you give your parents Aadhaar, then only you get Aadhaar. This is the criteria of getting Aadhaar. When you have all these documents for obtaining your Aadhaar, that means you have documents. So there's no point of questioning Aadhaar, because if you apply for Aadhaar, you need to have certain documents, and that's
No,
what.
so why not say all? Why not use Aadhaar as the basis? Why not use Aadhaar as the basis for giving someone the right to vote? Why not make it Aadhaar linked rather than bring in other certificates which you know in Bihar may be difficult to obtain?
I for certainty know that from 2005, the hospital delivery rate, the government hospital delivery rate has gone up to 98% till now. And I don't think anybody born in the government hospital does not get a birth certificate. Can anybody refute to that? Anybody being burnt in the Samshan or being buried in the graveyard always get a death certificate. Is there any dispute to that? I mean, what is the fear? Where is the fear? Question lies there. Where is the fear if Election Commission is conducting this? Well before elections. Election is most probably going to be announced September last or October, because 22nd November is the deadline for formation of the government. So not before 15th September election is going to be announced, if any layman thinks like that. So what is the fear? This is only July. You have July, August and half September. You have 75 days in hand. Election Commission says 11 days is more than enough for me with the kind of infrastructure Bihar has in terms of BLO. Why you are fearing? For whom you are fearing? This is the question. For whom Congress and other parties are fearing? Why they are so much fearful that voters will be deleted, they will be deleted?
Sir, I gave you uninterrupted time.
Sir, and secondly, now with Election Commission saying, saying that with BLO you can keep your BLA also.
Okay.
With BLO you can keep your BLA also. What is the problem?
Ajay Kumar of the Congress, Who are you fearing? What is the fear? Are you engaging in fear mongering? Rahul Gandhi, Pawan Kheda are already saying that this is an attempt being made to bring the NRC from the back door. It's an attempt to disenfranchise citizens. All of this are issues that your booth level agents can raise once the exercise is complete. Even before the exercise has even fully been completed, you're already claiming that all of this is being done in some way to manipulate the electoral rolls.
No, so the first question is, Ajay Alok ji said that Aadhaar accepts you cannot get Aadhaar without a birth certificate. Then why this specious argument of not taking the Aadhaar? If Aadhaar had everything already included and everybody has an Aadhaar, then why are you not considering Aadhaar? Because you cannot get an Aadhaar without a birth certificate. So the problem is that the Election Commission is not speaking. Whether it is the Chief Minister of Maharashtra speaking for the Election Commission, only the BJP leaders seem to be defending the Election Commission. The Election Commission is one of the rudest, most ill-behaved, and most mannerless organization at the present time. Second point, 4 crores, 2 crores to 3 crores people are migrants in Bihar working outside their district, outside their state. Because this election commission, the chief election commissioner, one fine day, because Sir had called, Sir told him just do it, disenfranchise 4 crore people. 4 crore people have to get back to complete this exercise. All the poorest in this country.
That's a very serious... No. You know, this is again, you are making a very serious charge. You're almost claiming as if Election Commission is taking orders from the Prime Minister of the country to disenfranchise people. When you make such serious charges against an institution, you must back it up with hard proof.
First question. I said, Sir, you imagine Prime Minister. So my question to you, Rajdeep, is just question is...
Who is Sir?
You decide. My question to you is...
No, you made this allegation, sir.
One sec, Rajdeep. First question is, either you let me complete. My question to you is, the question to you is very simple. If, I told you, first point, Ajay Alok ji said that Aadhaar has got all the birth certificate details, then why don't you take Aadhaar? You want to make the process difficult. In my own house in Jamshedpur, the 2 people who are working, they don't have caste certificate. In the city of Jamshedpur, no caste certificate. They don't have their parents' birth certificate. They're not matriculate. They're going helter-skelter. Who are the people who are running around? The 3 or 4 crores of the poorest sections of the society of Bihar are running around. You think anybody is even if institutional delivery, which Ajay Bhai has said, is 95%. 95% you're quoting the data now. From 2003 onwards, you want the data. What was the data of institutional hospital delivery from 2003? My question to you is, Rajdeep, in a very serious charges, why is the Election Commission doing this exercise right now in Bihar? First point. When every government document from the airport to everything in life is Aadhaar or Election Commission data election Epic card is acceptable. No, listen to me. But the most important point is what, and I want to compliment Yogendra Yadav on this because he wrote actually one of the nicest articles I've read in the Indian Express today. And frankly speaking, it's vote bandi. They want to take this country back to the plutocrats. They want to disenfranchise everybody. 4 crore poor people in India, hold it. 3 people, let's imagine 3
Sir,
crores
your time is up. Ajay Kumar, I've heard you patiently. You're using words like vote bandi. When you use these words, these are very serious words in our democracy. I've heard you. Sir, I've heard you patiently. You made your point. Yogendra Yadav, are you saying this is vote bandi? I'll come to you, Ajay Alok, in a moment. Are you saying this is vote bandi? That in some way an attempt is being made to get the poor out of the electoral rolls? Are you questioning electoral rolls in this country? There are numerous checks and balances, including the fact that every party's booth level agents will go through these rolls.
Rajdeep, if vote bandi is the Hindi word for disenfranchisement, then of course I'm saying this is vote bandi, this is disenfranchisement. Ajay Alok ji has made some very factual questions. I think all of these deserve a response. He says in 2003 the exercise was done in 21 days. Sir, in 2003 there was no de novo writing of things. Voters were not asked to fill a form. Voters were not asked for any certificate. There was no verification involved. In 2003, Election Commission people went with a computer printout with one row blank at the bottom to say, make any correction if you want to. That's all. If you think BLOs can do this job in 11 days, incidentally, 11 days are about to be over in 2 or 3 days, please remember that Election Commission has officially admitted that 20,000 BLOs have not even been appointed out of 1 lakh. So these non-existent people will do the job. You seem to suggest that birth certificates are very widely available, sir. There is something called National Family Health Survey, which is for year 2001 and 5, and that's why I'm quoting it, because after 2005, they are not eligible anyway to vote. In 2001 to 5, in Bihar, birth certificate availability in the house was 2.8%. Fact, sir, no gossip. And what you say about 4.6 crore, the figure that Election Commission has given, that okay, out of 7.9 total voters, 9 crore voters, 4.6 crore were already covered by 2006, in 2003. May I suggest, sir, that this is a mistake for which you would be penalized in class 8 if you said something like this? Because, yes, the total number of voters in Bihar in 2003 was indeed 4.96 crore. Today, the total number of voters is 7.9 crore. Sir, do you think some people may have died after 2003 or not? Some people may have migrated from Bihar or not. Some women who were 18, 19, 20-year-old may have married and gone somewhere else or not. What kind of bizarre statistics this is? The actual estimates done by statisticians, please read a piece by Rahul Shastri in The Hindu day before yesterday. It shows that the actual number of people who may have it is not 4.96 crore, but about 3.16 crore. It matters because basically out of 8 crore people, it is not only 3 crore who would have to prove certificates, even that would have been big figure, actually 5. So please do not repeat this absolutely ridiculous statistics given by Election Commission. Election Commission should be apologizing to the country. And finally on the Aadhaar card, sir, the argument you have given actually strengthens my case. I must thank you very much. Why don't you go and persuade now the Election Commission? Please remember, in Bihar, 88% people have Aadhaar card. If you say Aadhaar card and Manrega job card, or even Election Commission's own Epic card, I would thank you, because that would cover more or less 95% of Bihar.
So you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong,
what is exactly the availability of certificates? Yes.
You're saying if it went by Aadhaar card, Epic card, that is a better way to verify given the large coverage of Aadhaar and Epic cards that already exist. Now, Ajay Alok, respond. Why the need for these additional certificates? I think that is what is creating some of the concerns.
No, it's not. It's creating concerns for them who have some doubts that the kind of labor they have put for the last 10, 15 years, that is going into vain. Now I'll get into a fact check by India Today. Congress MP Rashid Mashood, he says Election Commission is transparent on EVM and voter list. We have our agents on every booth who verifies and checks and then let it go. This is Rashid Mashood, not me. Every time you contradict yourself, and secondly, every institution is ridiculous for you and their assessment is ridiculous for you. May it be Supreme Court, may it be Election Commission, may it be CBI, ET, IT, according to your convenience. And when it is convenient for you, it becomes a very
what is your objection with making these lists contingent on Aadhaar card, sir?
Should be verified. That's verification.
Since Aadhaar card is most available in Bihar, why not make it contingent on Aadhaar card? That's my simple question.
Verification is the question. We have found multiple people. We have found the police have found at least, not 1 or 2, at least 2,000 people all across Bihar who are having multiple identity, multiple Aadhaar card. And it's not a case of Bihar only. It's a case of pan-India. We have to mention that. You cannot forget that. One people having 8 Aadhaar cards. This is possible. This is possible in Bihar. This is possible in the whole country. And that's why this verification is going. And what's the harm in verifying whether the person is citizen of my country or not? Just give me one logic. Any one of you. What's the harm?
Let Ajay Kumar, who himself is
a country or not. And who will do
Ajay
it?
Kumar, you are a former police officer. Ajay Alok is putting a direct question to you. if at all this verification exercise goes well beyond an Aadhaar card, and he claims many people have multiple Aadhaar cards, what's the harm if this is indeed an exercise to check your citizenship?
No, because the whole spiel on the country's governance model, caste certificate for scheduled caste is only 20%. OBCs or actual OBCs are 18%. The general category obviously don't get it.
The question is
You are one sec. You please understand the nuance. For 100 every scheduled caste people, 80 don't have the certificate. You're saying show me a caste
nuance
certificate.
does not count for facts.
One sec. Ajay, I'll just complete. The other issue is which person in Yogendra Yadav ji correctly said on the birth certificate, institutional delivery between 2001 to 2005 is ridiculous. And majority of people in Bihar cover their certificates in a polythene bag. Still, the poorest of the poor, I've seen them, and still, and same thing in Jharkhand. And and you are asking them, how do they keep these records? Itself is a miracle. So this process is, the process is to ensure.
What is the better process? Ajay, it's one thing to damn the election commission. Earlier, you all damned the election commission in Maharashtra saying there was a problem with the electoral rolls. Now they seek to revise the electoral rolls. You have a problem with that as well.
No, you're not getting it. The question again in Maharashtra is again serious. 8% increase wherever seats were there, they won the seats and everybody in opposition lost. Those are serious issues.
Even after reprimandal from High Court, you guys are not following.
No, one sec, Ajay, I didn't interrupt Ajay bhai. I'm just saying, if you keep having a major doubt across this country, and my only grievance is 3 crore Bihar people outside Bihar. The poorest of the poor are asked, who meagerly earn 8,000, 10,000 rupees, go back to Bihar. 3 crore people moving. It's like the lockdown where you ask all the poorest in the world to walk back across railway lines. No, one sec. So ask them, you want 3 crore poor Biharis, and Ajay, I'm sure, bleeds for them to walk back to Bihar because this election commissioner CEC decided to do a special intensive revision of rolls. I mean, isn't it ridiculous the amount of suffering you're creating for the poor man?
Okay, I've heard both of you. I'm running out of time. I want to give Yogendra Yadav a final minute and exactly 60 seconds. All of this is casting Yogendra Yadav some questions over the credibility of the EC and the way the opposition is going, the kind of remarks that the EC today, Pawan Khera saying that the EC is acting as a middleman for the BJP, they should shift their headquarters to where the BJP is. Doesn't it reduce public confidence in some way? When you come with such charges, you have to back them up with hard evidence, not fear.
Raj, the decline in Election Commission's credibility and trust and public confidence does not begin with Pawan Khera. It begins with the Election Commission itself. For the last several years now, especially of late, there is a strange, let me say, synchrony between BJP's electoral needs and Election Commission's decision. In Hindi, you would call it Jugalbandi. People notice it, they remember it. And that is what is happening in this case. But one very important point that you have asked, what's wrong in asking people to prove their citizenship? Nothing wrong, Rajdeep. If in the last 15, 20 years or in the last 70 years, you had given a document to each citizen of this country, then of course go and demand it. When you did not give it, Indian state is today demanding documents which it has never supplied. When you say, I want to check citizenship, these are the 11 certificates, then the assumption is that every citizen must have at least one of these 11. I want to ask Election Commission, I want to ask Alok ji, I want to ask everyone. Give me any statistical evidence to show that these 11 certificates put together covered even 50% of Bihar's population. And I challenge you, Rajdeep, I invite all of you, the news people of this country, go to any village in Bihar, choose a village of your liking, and you tell me if 60% people have any of these proofs. This is an open challenge.
Okay. Ajay Alok, willing to accept the challenge? Ajay Alok, will you accept the challenge?
Indra Awas Yojana in Bihar.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there.
I'm openly accepting it. Mr. Yogendra Yadav, please come
He's
down to
openly
Bihar and we'll go
accepting
together
the
in
challenge.
village.
He will prove that these certificates are
57 lakh
available.
families have got PM Awas Yojana in the last 10 years. One family, if you count 5 people at least, it makes 250, it makes 2.5 crores. What are you talking? Bihar takes the
Okay.
maximum grant. Bihar, 94 lakhs families listed by the government
Sir,
who are eligible for 2 lakh rupees
my
loan.
time is out.
What are you talking?
My
We have the
time is
data.
up.
Come on,
This
talk
is-
on data. Just by
we will
sharing a
carry
rhetoric doesn't
forward.
make,
We will look at this data even more closely, including going back to Maharashtra in the weeks ahead. Clearly, the Election Commission, like it or not, is facing perhaps its biggest challenge in terms of its credibility. At the same time, remember, the opposition will have to provide solid evidence, not just fear, but evidence to show that the Election Commission in some ways doing a jugalbandi, as was suggested in this program with the ruling party. But I appreciate my guests joining me and keeping the crosstalk to the minimum. For that alone, thank you very much. Ajay Alok, Ajay Kumar and Yogendra Yadav.